Hello, my name is Matt Zimmerman. I am an artist and an educator. I also work with brands on strategy and how they can integrate emerging media into their marketing in order to tell the stories that they want to tell. The latest project that I've been a part of that I'm super excited about is an artist residency that was hosted through Loop Art Critique and the Mud Foundation. We used onland.io, which is their customized building platform, to create immersive experiences and to show Web3 art and really allow people to explore art within this new virtual space. So the space that I created here is available to view through a VR headset, but it's also available on your desktop. So if you'd like to check this out for yourself, just go to matchzimmerman.com/abstract chatter. Okay? All one word. So matchzimmerman.com/abstract chatter. That'll take you to this project page and there'll be a link there to get you in here. So let's join the metaverse and take a look around. You're going to be in here. It's going to say, hey, what microphone do you want to use? Because if you go in, other people can come in here too. So you could have meetings in here if you wanted to. If you wanted to take a little class field trip, you could get all your students to sign on and hang out inside here. It's just like going to a museum. So we're going to enter. This sounds good. This is what I want. Boom. All right. So the first thing we see here is the Abstract Chatter welcome banner. If you want to navigate through this space, all you have to do is use your keyboard or your mouse, right? So if you have, if you're familiar with the WASD navigation style, W is forward, S is backwards, A is left, D is right? So if you're familiar and comfortable doing that, then you click and hold down with your mouse to look around. And then you move forward using those keyboard shortcuts. If you'd like to go quickly, hold down Shift while you do it. Okay, so you can approach here and read what this is all about. I'm not going to read it to you right now. You can check it out in the space. But ultimately, the idea behind all of this is trying to explore what the inside of our minds might look like, or what that sort of transitional period between familiar technology and emerging technology, what does that look like? And what does that feel like? And a lot of the times what we end up doing with new technologies, especially as artists, or if we're building some kind of space in a new world or a new realm, we'll take the familiar and we'll port it into this new technology. That's not unique to just art. That's kind of everything. And so where we are right now in this Web3 metaverse world that we're moving into, in this blockchain system that is getting integrated into so much of what we do, a lot of what we're seeing is just these spaces that are kind of simulating real life and simulating familiar spaces. I wanted to play with that a bit. I wanted to have this space grounded in somewhat of, the physics of the real world, but also be able to defy things a little bit, right? So this object is defying gravity. This giant sphere is something that now we see in Las Vegas. This could be a reality potentially, but these floating panels and these floating videos that are just paper thin, not even pixel thin, I guess would be more appropriate. That can't happen in the real world. Yeah, you could project it and you do all that, but you don't have something that's just floating there that you can click on and then go visit a link or whatever, right? So this is supposed to be this kind of mixed reality in a conceptual sense, where the physics of the avatars in this space are real. They're based on our world physics, but any of the non sort of organic materials in here that might have been created by me, and actually they are, everything in here is created by me, they can defy physics a little bit. In terms of the sound you're hearing as you move away, obviously it gets quieter, and then when you come in here, it gets really loud, actually a little bit overwhelming potentially. And I really loved the idea of it being a little too much. Like, don't get too close to the edge here, right? Because that's kind of just this little warning to say, hey, there's something powerful down here, or this thing is powerful. And the inspiration for the audio actually comes from me imagining if this were to be a real space in the future, right? Whether that's a virtual space that's based on the blockchain, or some kind of, maybe it is somewhere we can visit, or if it's just a VR experience, what would the sounds be that are powering this? You know, how does this 3D model in the middle, right, this form that is spinning and rotating, what is powering that? Is there some kind of giant vacuum in this space that's allowing that to happen? Is it magnets? Is there a motor inside of it? So I thought inevitably, you know, there needs to be some sort of power source. Power sources generally put off some sort of sound. And I really wanted to play with that, right? Again, grounding it in some form of reality that we're familiar with. Over here, we have a collection of 3 NFTs that I created. They're these video loops of these textures that I made. And those textures are used actually throughout this space, as you can see on the ceiling here and on the form here. These actually have applications beyond just the NFTs themselves. But the most obvious, or the most direct execution or application of these videos is in these panels over here, these frames that are floating over there. And I'm going to take you over there in a bit. But I am listing these. So if you want this, there's only one of each, right? So these are one-of-a-kind NFTs that will never be available again. They're just available for this project. If they're bought, they're not available, right? So if you are interested, if you're a collector and you want to check that out, then you can give this a little read here. Scan. If you're an OpenSea user or you're a crypto user, you can just sign into your wallet, get in there and purchase the NFT if you'd like. So those videos were actually the sort of parent for all of these NFTs over here. So each one of these on this wall is a frame from one of those videos. But the way that I created those videos was through After Effects and Illustrator and Photoshop, a combination of a lot of different things. But within After Effects, I scripted some movement. So I used the expressions ability on the layers and was able to play with the scale and the rotation and the positioning for a number of layers that I had created in Illustrator and Photoshop, and then they kind of dance and interact with each other based on the blending modes. So the nature of that, because it's completely randomized within a specific range, that means every single frame is random. So all of these actually look different. When you look at them when you look at them initially, you know, if I look at this one over here, I don't know if you can see my mouse or not, but if I look at this purple, black, and orange one up here where my mouse is moving around on the upper left-hand corner, and then you look at the one directly in front of us right here, they look exactly the same. But then if you look at this little orange stripe right here, you can see the dots are in fact different. So it's kind of amazing how we take things, you know, our mind wants to recognize these patterns and assume that they're together, and we do see these patterns. So there's patterns here in the way that they're laid out. There's patterns here in the actual images themselves. But then you get these really interesting interactions that are only available on some of them. So there's 99 of these. I liked the idea of them, you know, these NFTs always exist on some sort of like digital screen, and these are in a digital screen right now, or they live in some kind of meta wallet. But I like the idea of them floating in a space and giving them a little bit of what feels like weight and a little bit of presence. The cool thing again is that there's 99 NFTs here. They're for sale. Every single one of them is unique. So you're getting a one-to-one NFT, no matter what you get. It's currently minting, and this is shot in late October. So if you're interested in this, you can sign in. This will take you to the drop page, and you can mint your own NFT. I have them super affordable right now, and I would love for you to check them out. And really, that's the idea of the space. So later today, actually, I'm going to be placing a free NFT in here, which is just a little video documentation with a title card, serves as a video loop. And I'm going to place it over here. So anyone who comes into the space, you can get yourself a free NFT just for whatever the cost of gas is at that time. So thanks so much for spending time to look at this. I do have a couple things coming up, some live functions. So today, October 27th, I have a live Spaces event that I'm part of on X. That's going to be with Loop Art Critique and Mud Foundation folks. And we'll be coming in here with some of the other artists who did amazing work, and we'll be looking at their spaces to discuss them. So if you're around at 1 p.m. Eastern on October 27th, 2023, then sign on to X. You can find me at Match Zimmerman, and you can hear some more about this space and check out some of the other artists. Thanks so much for spending the time. I hope you enjoy it. If you get a chance to sign in, I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message on Twitter or X or Instagram at Match Zimmerman. Check me out on OpenSea. And I hope you have a great weekend. Take care.